A recursive common table expression (CTE) is a feature in SQL that allows you to perform a recursive operation on data. It is particularly useful for dealing with a hierarchical or self-referencing data structure, such as organizational charts, bill of materials, and file directories. Let us understand the syntax of recursive query. It has four main parts, and the first one is initial query. The recursive CTE begins with an initial query that retrieves the base or starting data. The initial query serves as the anchor for the recursive and typically contains a union clause that combines it with the recursive query. The second one is recursive query. After the initial query, a union all clause is used to combine the initial query with the recursive query. The recursive query references the city itself, creating a loop that continues until the termination condition is met. The third one is termination condition. To prevent an infinite loop, a termination condition is defined within the recursive query. This condition specifies when the recursion should stop. Without this condition, the recursion would continue indefinitely. The final and the last one is result accumulation. As the recursive city executes, it accumulates the result from each iteration of the recursions into a temporary result set. This result set is accessible for further processing in the main query that follows the city definitions. Recursive city is particularly useful for tasks like navigating organizational hierarchies, analyzing bill of material structure in manufacturing plants, traversing hierarchical data in file system, and performing complex calculation based on recursive relationships. Let us understand the working principle of recursive city with a simple example. In this example, we'll generate a series of number till 3, so the final result we'll get is 1, 2, and 3. When we execute this query, it will first execute the initial query, also called as anchor member. It selects the number 1 and alias it as n. This serves as the starting point for the recursion. While executing the first recursion when n equals to 1, it will check the terminate conditions and return the result n plus 1, which is equal to 2. Now, for the second loop, when n equals to 2, the result will act as a base to the recursive query. So, in the second loop, the query returns n plus 1, which is 3. Now the value of n is 3. Unchecking the terminate condition, it executes the loop. By this time, we have three individual results R0, R1, and R2. Finally, union all will stack the result one after another and will get our final number series. I believe you have understood the working principle of recursive CTE. Let's try to generate this series of number in our SQL IDE. Download the file from the resource tab. Copy the recursive query statement. Open your SQL IDE and paste it there. Select all and execute it. On execution, you see that the number series from 1 to 3 are generated.